Yo, what's up guys, Boss here, and I'm back in the YouTube video, and this time we're going to be pushing to at least 7,200 using one of the best bridge spam decks in the game, if not the best right now. So number 4 is using this deck, as well as number 12. I think they were both in the top 5, but they just haven't played in a while, so they both dropped a little bit. But I classify this as a bridge spam deck because it has the bandit in it, which you're often playing at the bridge to apply pressure, and then same with magic archer, trying to get tower chip on their towers at the bridge, often use it as a win condition. And royal hogs always being played at the bridge. You might play them all same lane, occasionally you might split them. So it reminds me of the Mega Knight Ramrider deck. Only difference, of course, is you're going to have royal hogs instead of the Ramrider, and then you also have Goblin Cage instead of one of the spells, because I think that deck had 3 spells. This deck has 2 spells. So you're going to have Earthquake and Snowball. Earthquake to break through buildings, Snowball for pushback. Now you also could have Royal Delivery in the deck. Some people like using with Delivery, some like using with Snowball. Now obviously Delivery is a really strong card. I think it's slightly better in cycle decks. I feel like when you're using a really heavy deck, such as this one, it's better to have Snowball because when you have Delivery, it makes your cycle a little bit slower. And Snowball is one of the only cards in this deck that you're able to cycle freely in single elixir. Whereas if you had Delivery, that's a card you can't really cycle. So I think it's good to have one of those really cheap cards in a heavy deck. So let's go ahead and go into the first game. We're top 500 right now. If we get to 7,200, I believe that would be, you know, close to, I would probably be around top 300, pretty close to top 200 as well. We'll see how far we can get. And yeah, as I've already touched up on a little bit and said already, it is a heavy deck, so your really only starting plays are going to be Snowball, Bandit in the back, and a Goblin Cage. Otherwise, you're going to wait for your opponent in most situations. So reverse Sentry here. Good luck. So Bandit in the back is an okay starting play. We're going to wait a few seconds for him. Looks like he's going to go for a Miner, so we'll just Bandit here. It's going to charge, take out the Miner pretty quickly. Let's see what else he has, because Miner could be a few different things. He's going to have Minions. So Minions and Miner, I mean, could be some type of lava deck, but could be a lot of things. We're really just unsure yet. We'll set up a Goblin Cage. And there's the Lava Hound. So, the question is he going to be having Lava Loon, or is he just going to be simply using some Lava Miner deck? Because we already know he has Miner. There's the Balloon. Okay, so we take a lot of damage. In fact, we even lose our tower, but I'm not too worried yet. We have a lot of this match remaining. We're going to go ahead and go Royal Hogs at the bridge. We're going to have Magic Archer ready. It's going to go Minions. We're going to Magic Archer. Sniping those, completely wiping them off the board. That's going to be tower down. We did have to spend a lot of elixir to ensure that we take the tower, but we do even up the game. So overall, I'm happy with what just happened. Now, I do think we do need to be aggressive. And by aggressive, I mean extremely aggressive. And as a result, we nearly 3-crown him. The question is if he's going to have... We line up the Magic Archer. I was going to say a building he hasn't used yet. He's not going to, so that is going to be GG. We successfully win the first game. We snuck in a really nice Magic Archer, lining it up with the Inferno Drag in. We made it, I would say, a really nice comeback. Definitely a little worried after that start, but... you know, I kind of identified what his deck was. I realized he didn't have the best answers for my Mega Knight, so when he went Lava in the back, just went a really aggressive Mega Knight on his King Tower and ended up working out really nicely. So, we're going to be 2 or 3 games away from 7,200, depending on how many trophies we get in these next matches. If we verse someone who's much higher than us and get a plus 40. Obviously, it could be 2 games, but if we're only getting plus 30s or less than that, we'll most likely be 3. We'll just have to see. But that's what you have to do sometimes with this deck. Even though it is a really, really heavy deck, when they're setting up their Lava Hound or even Golem Push, sometimes the correct play is just to straight up rush them opposite lane. And if they don't have the correct, cards or tools in hand to stop it, they just have a really rough time after only having, 3 elixir after playing a Lava Hound in the back. So we're going to be versus Adriel here, or Adriel, however you pronounce it. We're going to give him the good luck. He's going to be a bit higher than us, so a win here would give us 35. Would be definitely really nice if we can win this game. We're going to set up a Goblin Cage. He's going to log. It doesn't tell us much about his deck. He's going to Spear Goblins and log. It could be Royal Hogs. It could be that. It could also be Minor Cycle. So looks like it's going to be Minor Cycle. He's going to poison that. I think we're cycling Ewis here. So the question is he going to have Wall Breakers or is he going to have Skeleton Barrel? Because really, it could be either one. We're going to go for a Bandit at the bridge. He doesn't have a Knight in cycle. He's probably going to have to address this with, I was going to say a Miner or Spear Goblins, and because he didn't have the Spear Goblin cycle, he goes for a Miner as well as a Log. So we're actually going to be up a couple elixir here. We can play Mega Knight in the back. General rule of thumb is when you're using a Mega Knight or any kind of a... Actually, let's do this, because even though we're spending 2 extra elixir, it gives us counter push potential. I'm going to go for a high magic archer. It's getting loads of value right now. Hitting the bomb tower as well as helping to finish off that knight. Do we get that jump on the tower? We don't. But guys, here's the thing. After he went in for that miner, he's very, very low on elixir right now. Is he going to play Spear Goblins or Bats? He's going to go Spear Goblins. We're going to go for a Snowball. After that log, I don't think he has elixir to play Bats right away. Yeah, look at that. Bats come down very, very late, though. And by the time they do come down, we bring down his tower to almost 2,000 HP. So, Miner's out of rotation. We're obviously not going to have to worry about him supporting those Bats at all. And even after us going in for that 7 elixir there, I believe we're still up 1 elixir because of how low he was at elixir at the time when I sent him the Royal Hogs. So, we're going to go ahead and play a Bandit in the back. Don't want to cycle my Mega Knight this time. I think Bandit's just fine for now. We're going to go for a Goblin Cage. He's going to go Wall Breakers. Both should go for the Goblin Cage. We can just cycle Mega Knight in the back. Highly doubt he's going to support the Miner at all, but if for whatever reason he does, we can just E-Wiz. That we can just ignore. And I think this time we do just want to go for a Snowball, taking those out. Goes in for the bomb tower. We can Earthquake that, and then we can go ahead and go in for Royal Hogs. Might have not actually been the best Royal Hogs because the bomb tower is still alive, but it's still going to allow us to get some damage, which is really nice. And we still are in the lead here, which is good. But he's definitely slowly catching up. We need to be really careful. We'll go for a Mega Knight in the back here. I think we do need to try to build up a push. That's kind of our best bet. I took a gamble there. Wasn't sure if the Wall Breaker was going to connect. It didn't end up connecting, so worked out for us. We're going to go for Royal Hogs behind this Mega Knight. Snowball everything. And Magic Archer did end up lining up, somehow getting a shot on his tower. Was not expecting that at all. Magic Archer might again line up here. Looks like it doesn't. His tower is, though, in Earthquake and Snowball range, so all we need to do here is Earthquake his tower. Go for a Goblin Cage, because he's going to be playing Wall Breakers here really soon. E-Wiz on the Miner, and then Snowball to finish off the game, and that is going to be good game. So we pick up a really nice win here. Obviously, that bomb tower for our Royal Hogs, but the reason why I really like the Mega Knight in the stack is they can get a lot of value, and they have to spend so much elixir on the Mega Knight that after they do that, they don't have enough elixir to counter your Royal Hogs, and as a result, they just can't defend both. So now we're 1 game away from 7,200. Let's go ahead and search for the first game. And I actually don't know if you guys heard. CRL, they made an announcement today. It was supposed to start today, but they're pushing it back next week. It sucks. I was really excited to watch it. The one thing, though, is whenever I watch CRL, it always feel like recently, like last year, probably not this year, it always makes me upset because, you know, it makes me more and more wish I was playing in CRL. But fingers crossed that next year, when I'm a junior in high school right now, as a lot of you guys know, fingers crossed that when I next year finish my senior year, I can hopefully get on a team, because that's kind of been a goal of mine for, I would say, the last year or so. We're gonna snowball his ooh, this could be tough because snowball is our spell. Also, which is good, I did a little bit of research, guys, because I'm really into like statistics and stuff, and just, you know, information in general. I looked at when does your, what's it called, your reaction time, that must be what it is, start to decline, and it's the age of 24. And the reason why I'm so happy about that is when I graduate high school, I'm going to be 17, almost 18, so I'm going to have roughly 6, 7 years that I have like my prime to be the best at this game. I'm hoping that, like, you know, Clash is around that long. You know, we can only hope, right, that the esports for this game is around that long. So we're going to ignore this barrel and instead go aggressive here with these Royal Hogs, because Inferno's out of rotation. It's a great opportunity for us to try to sneak some damage in. We are going to have to spend a lot of elixir to defend this, but I think we're going to take very, very minimal damage on our tower. In fact, we don't take any. As I said, this is definitely a tough matchup, especially in single elixir. If we can get to double elixir, we should be fine. But if we take too much damage in single elixir, which it is kind of looking like, we could be in a lot of trouble, because, you know, I don't know what his spell is, but especially if he's got a rocket, we could be in a lot of trouble. He's going to go ahead and cycle his princess in the back. I was wondering if he was going to play it at the bridge, but it looks like he doesn't. We can cage here, easily counter this. And there's the Inferno Tower pre-planted, so the question is now is, can we sneak these Royal Hogs through? We should be able to get an extremely valuable snowball. Look at that snowball. Princess actually got hit. So the Mega Knight distracting the tower, allowing the Hogs to get a lot of chip damage in. That Dark Goblin, though, getting a ton of value. Obviously not what we want to see. Can the Bandit finish off the Dark Goblin? It cannot, unfortunately. We definitely did want to finish that off there. And, you know, just like that, he gets the damage he needs. And unfortunately, I think we do end up losing this one unless he somehow makes a major mistake. But otherwise, one more log does finish the game off. And unfortunately, that is going to be GG. As I said, really tough matchup because he has both the Goblin Barrel as well as the Skeleton Barrel. And our cycle's much, much slower than his. So we just weren't able to get back around in time to, like, our best answers of dealing with the barrels, and we just kind of ran out of elixir. But he played it well. We had a really, really close chance of breaking through with a couple sets of Royal Hogs, but Princess, Dark Goblin, Barrel, a lot of bait elements, and with us only having really a Snowball as our best answer to them, it's a little tough, but, you know, Earthquake, maybe I could have gotten some more value out of it during that match. Not really sure, but go to the next one here. We're going to be versus Sunlight. I think this guy uses Sparky. The reason why I say that is because I've versed this guy a lot of times before, and he always seems to have Sparky. We're going to set up a Goblin Cage here, see what he wants to do. He's going to zap, so I'm definitely now leaning towards Sparky because he usually uses Sparky with zap. We're going to go Royal Hogs. If he plays a Skarmy, we're going to Earthquake it. It's going to have Fireball, so he's using Sparky with Fireball. So, I don't know if he's going to be using... Okay, we killed the Sparky. I was worried that that Heal Spirit was actually going to heal it back up, and then the Sparky would have got another shot on the Mega Knight. Luckily, that didn't happen. We're going to go for Bandit at the bridge opposite lane. Some dual lane pressure for him now. He's going to go for a mini P.E.K.K.A. Bandit is going to get distracted by it. But he is not going to have the elixir he needs to defend this Magic Archer and the Bandit. Snowball slowing everything down. Magic Archer pretty much takes out his, you know, 2/3 of his tower. I send in Royal Hogs knowing he doesn't have enough elixir for Sparky, and they get a couple extra, you know, a few hundred extra chip damage in on his tower. So obviously, he can make a comeback with him having Fireball and Sparky, two really solid answers to Royal Hogs, Magic Archer in general. But at the same time, we have some good answers to his Sparky, because we're going to have Ewiz as well as Mega Knight, which I would consider two really good counters, especially the Ewiz. I mean, the Ewiz just stunning it constantly is so good. Mega Knight he can get around, but the Ewiz is much, much, much harder. He's going to actually go ahead and cycle a Giant in the back, which is quite interesting. Maybe he's trying to build up an opposite lane push. So let's get a Mega Knight down in the right lane. Obviously, Mega Knight, not great at dealing high DPS, but he's actually defending the other lane, which I find quite interesting, considering he's now not going to have much elixir to support the Sparky and Giant push. So, really nice play on his end, taking our left tower, but his left tower is actually going to be in Earthquake as well as Snowball range. So, unless he somehow 3-crowns us with that mini P.E.K.K.A, we should be in the clear here to just Earthquake and Snowball his tower. That's exactly what we're going to do. Finish off the game, getting a really nice win here versus Sparky Fireball. He's laughing. He's really pissed off right now, clearly. And that should be, once again, one win away from 7,200. So let's see if we can get it this time around. Last time we had a rough time. We versed a tough matchup. Actually, I was already at 7,200, but dropped a tiny bit. So here we go, 7,200. Let's see if we can get it here. Maybe one more game after. We'll maybe go for one more. We'll see. Depends on how high we are, how I'm feeling it. Alright, here we go. Reverse Ruzkov. So, not sure what he's using. I do know he likes using Ice Wiz NATO, so could he potentially be using Ice Wiz NATO with, you know, that minor bomb tower deck? He's a streamer as well, so that's why I know a good amount about him. With him having... I don't want him to activate King off of this, so I'm actually going to... Because I thought he had NATO, but looks like he doesn't. He's going to have Bomb Tower and Hog. So we're going to have Mega Knight. We do have Cage as well, but of course with him having a faster cycle, we really need to watch out in single elixir. Is he going to play Goblins behind this Knight? Thought he was going to for some reason. He's going to snowball the tower, so let's get a Magic Archer down. I was hoping we could prevent that Knight shot, but Knight ends up getting a hit, and I know it might not seem like a big deal, guys, but let's go for Prediction Snowball on his Goblins. Nice. Okay, we'll go for a Cage. Is he going to go for a Muskie on the... Yeah, he does. He doesn't have Goblins in cycle. Maybe he Knights. Ooh, he doesn't get it down in time. Okay, that was a really bad play on his part. Now he still has to defend the Brawler, so I'm actually... Wow, that was... Okay, so... Okay, this is very, very interesting, because he doesn't have a Knight in cycle. Ooh. Earthquake kills the Goblins in the Bomb Tower. Did we already win? Like, guys, the Mega Knight is just so good because of the counter push potential it has. I think we already won. Wow. That's insane, guys. Absolutely insane. Obviously, he did end up making a, well, first of all, this Goblin Cage was for sure a mistake, but thank goodness he Earthquaked. That actually allows me to prevent the Hog from getting any damage because he committed an extra 3 elixir. Allowed me to snowball, spend 2 freely there. But he clearly made a couple mistakes. That knight protecting the musketeer when he went for a muskie on the cage, that was for sure probably what ends up costing him this game. You can't, I mean, even though he's using a fast cycle deck, you just can't be that aggressive that early on and expect to, you know, not get punished. We're going to go for a snowball. You know, at this point, if he takes my tower, I could actually, you know, I don't want to over-defend and then end up costing the game because of it. I feel like I'm almost at the point right now where, you know, as you already saw, I just want to give up my tower because I feel like a lot of people, I actually think it's kind of a good tip for you guys. There's a lot of people who don't do that, who I feel like should more often, because when you know that you're, yeah, he just gave up. He knows it's over. When you're, like, in the position where you know you're pretty much guaranteed to take their other tower if they play it slow, you might as well just, you know, just give them your tower. You don't want to spend like 15 elixir defending a weak tower and then give them a chance to come back. It's just better to, you know, just take it slow, I feel like. Alright. So, 281st in the world right now, 7,200. We're going to go ahead and play one more game, try to break my season highest. If we lose, it's alright. Totally fine, but I just want to play one last game, see if we can break my season highest. But if we lose, it's alright. We'll try our best regardless of what the matchup is. So good luck. Let's see what he's... let's just cycle a snowball. He's not really doing anything. He's going to go for Dark Prince. Probably means Giant Double Prince, Sparky, or Golem. I mean, it could be something else, but that's just my my guess. With him having Night Witch, probably going to be Golem. Or Giant Graveyard. Hope it's not Giant Graveyard. Giant Graveyard's a little tough, but certainly not impossible or anything like that, but it's definitely a little bit tricky. We're actually going to go ahead and Mega Knight. Reason why is because in this matchup, you kind of, I feel like, want to play Mega Knights early because they don't have the best answers to it. Like, you can see here, he needed to go for a defensive giant because that's really all he had. We're going to cage because the magic archer, I want it to kind of stay alive. So, with his cage being out of rotation, we can go royal hogs here. The question is he going to arrow and snowball this? No, he's going to go Dark Prince. So we're actually going to go ahead and bandit, try to get rid of this Dark Prince as soon as possible. He goes for a Night Witch. I wouldn't actually say that was a good Night Witch at all because it kind of went down there. Magic Archer will die, unfortunately. Almost lived and finished off the Dark Prince, but it does go down. So I think if I'm not mistaken, we're around even on Elixir. We can go ahead and Mega Knight in the back. And then if he, for whatever reason, goes opposite... Yeah, you should, I was going to say, if he went, like, opposite lane with Giant Graveyard, it would have just been a tower trade, probably. But then again, a tower trade is good for him in this matchup. Let's line up the Magic Archer, get a bunch of damage on his tower. Ooh. I think that was a, you know, a prediction for the Magic Archer. Really, really nicely played on his part, for sure. The question is here is if we're able to defend this. And as I've already said, Giant Graveyard is very, very tough to stop. What we need to do here is Earthquake, kind of slow everything down. And Earthquake's a decent counter to the Graveyard as well, so I often go for defensive Earthquakes. We're going to Mega Knight in the back once again. He still has a Bandit and Ewis to defend. Unfortunately, the Bandit does not get a dash off. I was really hoping it would, but we'll go Magic Archer here. And I think we'll Snowball. It's going to go in for a Giant, so we'll go for a Goblin Cage. And here we go. So, once again, we have the Graveyard here to worry about. It was being tanked for the Giant for an extremely long time, so he's going to pick up a lot of damage from the Graveyard. Now's our chance to go in. We're going to go for a high Magic Archer, seeing if we can catch anything. Looks like we do end up catching the Cage. Snowball to push everything back. We're going to pick up some Royal Hog damage, but now the counter push is just going to be absolutely insane, as you guys probably know. So the question is are we able to somehow defend this? Magic Archer! How did that just happen? Oh my goodness, guys. Okay, I know a lot of you guys are probably going to replay that. I'm a little surprised myself. Did you guys see that Magic Archer just getting pushed back by the Dark Prince, and it just wouldn't die? What in the world? That was kind of crazy. Okay, so... Oh my goodness. He defended everything with a single Dark Prince. That's insane. Alright, GG for sure. I just think, you know, I'm a pretty optimistic person, but you know, at this point, it's GG. It's definitely GG. So we lose that, unfortunately. As I said already, definitely a tough matchup. I feel like other Graveyard decks, you know, the Graveyard Bomb Tower deck is much easier to beat because your Mega Knight gets so much value in that match. Like if they don't have a Knight in cycle. But that's just a little bit tricky because Dark Prince is really annoying for you to deal with. But, you know, we do end up getting to 7,200. We don't unfortunately break our season highs, but there's 8 days of the season left, so not too worried. We have more than enough time. I think that's going to be it for the video. Make sure to like it if you guys enjoyed it. I didn't let you guys know my goal for the season. If you guys didn't know, I finished 5th last season. I think my goal for this season is a top 3 finish. Obviously, if I can get a number 1, I'll go for it, but we'll have to see how it goes, how I'm liking the meta. But might as well go for it. I feel like it's always good to try to break your you know, previous season highest every season. That's usually what I do. I try to you know, every season go for best finish. And, you know, with having less schoolwork to do right now, because I only have classes 2 times a week, and then rest or independent work, and overall less work, more free time for me. So might as well go for a top 3 finish, see what happens. I'll do my best. But that's going to be it for this video. Make sure to like it if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Let me know some decks you guys want to see in some GCs, because with the last week of the season starting soon, probably going to be playing a lot of GCs. But thanks again. Until next time.